Okay, anyway, let's get started, so later I will see if people are joining or no. This stream will take, I think, 40 minutes or 30 minutes. I will be only rigging. Here in Spine we just have images and nothing more, and root bone. To avoid using root bone in animation, I will just create another one. Let me get this off. Create another bone and use it as root and name it character. Sorry for my keyboard, it's too loud. I will take care of it a little bit later. Everything that belongs to this character will be inside this bone. And let's start from hip bone. Pelvis bone. I call it pelvis. I will be locating it here, and let's change the icon to more prominent one. Next will be the hip bone, which will go this way. Let's name it. And let's also name this one pelvis. And create up in hierarchy. We will need to create a waist bone, and then chest bone, and up comes the neck and the head. Then let's continue with arms. Note that I didn't cut this hand section because I was sure that I'm going to be satisfied with this bending. Don't overcut your assets. Later you will have much more problems. Okay, next this arm and this. Yeah, I think it works fine. Let's create the legs this way and this way. I will release the leg bone. Let me see, I have another foot here. Let me see, where is it? I will need that. I think this, to see where I'm going to release it. The bone. Okay, let's work with this leg. I need this place because this is the place where the foot is going to contact the ground, and actually it makes much more sense, even though in nature from the leg would be bending from here, and next leg would be this. Yeah, let's enable the other leg and see. Yeah, I'm happy with this. Okay, let's quickly go over all and mesh them all. I think most of the assets will need mesh here because I don't have much of them. I tried to avoid creating too many little objects. Don't go into more details here. Better to do just general and then just, I'm sorry, add it into more details. Yes, Alexei, I will put this. Yeah, I will put this video. He is asking on Russian that will I put this into the channel. I will edit this and make it 10-minute video, or maybe make another one. I just wanted to stream it so you maybe have some more questions, because this rig is not possible to tell everything in 10 minutes. So I will stream here and create a nice looking tutorial in my channel. You can just skip to that video. Okay, let's create two more. bones here and maybe remove this one. Yeah, I will create one more ring here since I'm going to stretch this part. And that's it. Later with this mechanism I'm going to do some special effects, I believe, and I think for now I will leave it like this. Maybe I will add some more images here. That's it for the body, I believe. Let's move forward. Let's make the fingers. I'm going to mesh fingers with one knuckle in the middle, except this one. This is the frontal, and maybe I will give more details into it, and I will add 2 joints here. So for that, let me create 4 joints. I am just meshing the part where I will think that the joints will be, and each joint, outer part of it, will have 3 vertices and 2 vertices from backside, that the one that will bend in, and 1 inner vertex. Armenian market, what do you mean? Yeah, there are a lot of gaming companies that work with spine in Armenia. I'm pretty sure I was working even one of them. Okay, same will go for this finger, but with 1 bending point. Don't overdo all the meshes. Believe me, it doesn't worth it. You will create more headaches for you than just I try to go very fast, so this video won't take too much time. And don't worry if you are connected just new right now. I will edit this video or create a new one and upload it into my channel. Okay, I have all of them. No, not all of them. Let's also do this one. Yeah, I will need also to mesh this. I don't need any bending on this section, so this will straight go to this part. 3 points are totally enough here. Also, I will not be waiting, or maybe I will do, because this section I think would need some weightings for thumb finger, this part. So for that, maybe we can, let's leave it for now. I will come back and add the middle point. The idea is why I am meshing before adding skeleton. I will tell you in a moment. You can also start making the bones and then do the meshes. But when you do the meshes first, you know better how the mesh will work. So for example, I did this before mesh, and I will do the fingers after mesh. So this way I place it this bone here, but it would be much better if I place it at where this point is located. So for that I will just recreate it and put it here. With Alt key held on the keyboard, you can redraw the bone. Yeah, that works fine. This we'll see now. Let's select it, hit the create tool and redraw it. Okay, next let's work with the fingers. There is a trick. You select the parent bone, and normally what you would get with control key hit on the I didn't mesh them. Let me mesh them and we'll be back to it. Yeah, 2 joints for fingers, for first finger, index finger, I believe, and 1 joint for other fingers, just to make it simple. course you can make every. I was thinking even removing one finger. Anyway, it won't be much visible. I just didn't want to disturb this character view. That's why I left all fingers. And the thumb finger. Yeah, now for example, if you select the hand and with Control held on keyboard, just click to select the image that is going to be placed in the bone. When you draw the bone, the selected bone will go to this finger. So this one was selected previously and this one will be selected. So from now, if you create more fingers, each one will be put in the previous, the parent. So to avoid that and have all fingers inside this hand, you can either click every time and select that parent and create a new finger, or just select the image you want, and when you want to create the bone, hold shift. That way when you draw it, you see the selection goes again to the finger, but when you release it, it will jump back to the parent. So this way you can quickly add fingers and keep them in the parent. Okay, let's actually divide them, split them. Let's split those fingers into 2 pieces. Yeah, 2, and this one into 3 pieces. I will enable a wireframe for each finger to see these points, because I'm going to adjust these bones. This allows me to make bending smoother. The topology works this way. Okay, so let's also do this one, and I think we will be good to go after this one. That's it. Let's quickly remove this wireframe and bind fingers. Spine would do pretty nice job here to automatically calculate the weights, but I think we need to revise it and maybe modify it a little bit. Let's see. So the idea that this it's not like random that I created 2 here and 3 here. 3 is for smoother bending, because this part will be visible. So this way you can go with 2, of course. How much you do this, how smoother it would be. So, but this section, this point that ends this long line, should be fully listening to this bone. Otherwise you would disturb this silhouette. Okay, so we at the middle point we give half value of both bones, and here similarly we need to make sure that this section fully listens to these fingers, because these sections are rigid. Fingers is rigid and it can behave like tentacle. Okay, similarly I already bound it. I will also revise them, and this. If you have questions, just let me in the chat. I will keep an eye on it, and yeah, they work fine. They work fine. Maybe this joint got a little bit longer, but it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, this one looks good too. Let's see this one. They have to work. I did so many times this setup. Okay, let's also bind this and see the arm functioning already. Okay, this part, these two vertices, again, need to follow this bone 100%, otherwise we will distort this hand. That looks fine. Same will go. We don't have bones here. I create, select the create mode, control, create the bone with shift held, so we don't lose the parent. Okay, let's divide. Let's split this one into 3 sections and all these 4 into 2 sections. And I will enable the wireframe to see where these points are located and redraw the bones quickly. This is much longer. Okay, I just now see it. Yeah, let's remove the wireframe and bind them. Let's see what spine actually did. Let me remove this. How it calculated. No, I don't like them. The fingers get smaller, narrower. We don't need this. We can't. Let spine do that. So for that we will need to make sure that this section phalanx, I don't know if in English it is called that way, but they need to be rigid because they are in real. Okay, now let's see. Yes. And if you want to avoid this kind of things, there is not much to do, just to select it and play with the order of this list. Okay, let's see what this one. They already look nice. I just want to make sure that they won't cause any problems later. Okay, by the way, I'm using the beta version of the spine, and this is the first time I create really fully my one project, so I will be animating here and using graph tool first time. No, I have tried it, of course, but I haven't done any animation like fully, only just in testing purposes. Okay, we have fingers set up nicely. Maybe we can adjust this part. Yeah. There is a way to go and create one control to control all the fingers and make them I key, and add that I key to one bone. So this way you could manage move that fingers all along. But really, I was doing that previously, but now I just don't overcomplicate things. I keep it simple, only constraints and I keys if I really need them. So I will keep it this way. Let's see what spine did. I like it. Yeah, I like it. Let's also create bones for this and this. Okay, binding them to those. And smoothing them. I think that looks fine. Yeah. Let's put it back to the chest bone. I think, yeah, we need this, and we good to go to the legs. I'm reading chat. Well, I don't know where you can find already cut characters, because I did cutting myself. I found this image in internet. It was not even in PNG transparent. So you can use example projects. Of course, it is very useful. Just hit this icon, and in example projects there are a bunch of them. Just experiment them with them. But if you want your own, like create something and experiment it, I don't know, anyway, maybe you can find on the internet. Yeah, looks fine. Maybe this needs to be bound to this bone, only this vertex and this one. I believe it will work. Yeah, it's fine. Let's not overcomplicate things. Okay, head works, neck works. I will come back to the face. I'm going to do to 3D turn after I finish with the legs. This is a very dangerous place to mesh. Be very careful. The way you mesh here will dictate how the knee will bend. So be careful. The idea is to create enough vertices, and be careful and pay attention on the triangles, how they are split, because triangles also dictate how you will have some parts are sharp bending or no. Okay, I don't want this part to bend at all. At some rigs I would maybe have this quadriceps, I don't know how it's called, to bend a little bit, but not in this rig. She has very skinny legs. I don't think they are going to be visible. No, perfect blue. I don't have this kind of drawing skills, unfortunately. I took it. This is actually a famous character from Overwatch. Her name is Lana. I don't know her lane, but her nickname is Tracer, and I took her because she has very simple, skinny legs, and everything is visible. Silhouette is clean, nothing. And she also is interesting with some stuff, and I can make some effects, particle effects, VFX on her. So not very simple, but the silhouette is clean, and maybe less hair, so we can concentrate more on animation and the process and not just diving into fixing hairs everywhere. Okay, let's also mesh these parts, and okay, I'm going to make the bending here on the ankle. Naturally it would be here, of course, and a bunch of places here and there, tiny bones, but in my case I will be doing it here. For that, let's assume we are having also here some bending and here, but then coming back to ankle, I will rework them if it needs. For now, let's create the dot here. I'm creating it here because the bone will start from here, and maybe create some 2 points here. I will definitely rework it a bit later. And let's do the same for and the last part of the leg is this. This section is not going to be stretched, so I will skip that and move directly to this part. Okay, let's see where the bone will be here. That means that I'm needing the middle point to be placed somewhere here. Yeah, that can work. Okay, let's try it and then we'll see. Should we adjust it or no? Oh, we don't know this, we only need this part. To modify weights, I will copy position of this bone and propose it in a way, so later I can revert it back. Now let's see. This is extreme pose. Even if it's ugly, I don't think I'm going to use this pose. Just if we fix this pose, that means the other poses will be fine. No, No, we can't allow spine to bend the whole leg. Yeah, later I'm going to also add another bone here to bend I don't know how it's called. Okay, let's also bind this and bind this. Let's start from this. Let's copy its position. Let me hide this one. And let's adjust it. Yeah, looks fine. And then the hard stuff comes. I always struggle with the knees. That's why I avoid to meshing them at all. So I try to make them work as I did with the elbow. Just make circular endings so they can match together. Okay, I think this legs was modified. Let's put it a little bit back. And be careful not to lose the size. I don't know how I managed to change its position, its shape. Let me see if that looks fine. Yeah, I think it does. I wouldn't suggest you altering anything of the shape. I just want to go quickly and not concentrate on stuff that you know already. So okay, let's bind this too and see what we are having. Let's reset it to this bone and copy this bone's position. So now we can bind part by part, so we see what we do. Yeah, that works. I'm not going to bend too much, although maybe it is possible. Yeah. And let's do the same for this leg. We are very close, I think. And okay, let's copy this bone position and be careful to not, if you did this kind of rig, to not touch this, because it will totally break the anatomy of the leg. You can see I'm having problem here. I will need to solve it. And let's see how we can solve it. Let's see the topology and triangle. Let's see what section we are working with. Okay, this section, this came. So what if we just remove it? No, that doesn't help me. And what if we move this a little bit down and remove maybe this? I will need to update bindings to not break things. And bring back this point. By the way, you can navigate between these buttons with right click on the mouse. Okay, let's see. This can be, I think, solved with adding here a bone and vertex, and maybe reducing this section, maybe adding some here. We need to keep it circular weight so it doesn't get off. Let's also push it back. Maybe I'm concentrating too much. I don't know. It feels good. Or it doesn't. Anyway, leg will not be rotated that much. This would be maximum, yeah. I think this is fine with the legs. Later we can come and visit them. Let's actually add those bones. Let me show wireframe so I can see this point. Now I will just need to draw it and maybe change the way how this looks. Okay. Now let's bind them. If you connected new, I will be sharing this edited video of this version, or maybe recreate totally new tutorial. Just want to keep it between 10 minutes. So you can, if you have stuff to do, you can switch off and check out the tutorial later. This is first time, by the way, that I do streaming publicly. I just wanted to try, is it worth it or no, or should I only just create some video tutorials? Because in the streaming I really explain much more stuff and maybe answer on the chat than in the video. I throw up so much things when I edit videos that I decided to maybe streaming is a good idea, because I myself mostly don't watch streamings. They are too long and I can't find much time watching them. So this is why I just don't want to bother you with my streams, and I normally don't do streams. No, we don't want this to be stretched at all. Let's bring the wireframe back, and do we like it? Yeah, I think we like it. Maybe less stretching here. Yeah, this would be fine. Do you see how the mesh enters in, like, overlaps in itself? This is mostly create some artifacts, but if you use it wisely, you can achieve much better bendings. Okay, now let's the eye key for the feet, and let's see the other leg, how it looks. Actually, I'm not going to create a bone for this section. This is just for standing. It's just a nice leg. I don't want our character to stand in a, let me see, to stand in this position normally. So this position would look much better. Okay, to create eye keys, you will need 2 bones, and for this rig, I will create eye keys exact on these bones. So for that, I will reparent those 2 bones onto character. Character bone is the bone which contains everything that belongs to this character. Some special effects may be outside of the character, but if some special effects, for example, on this chest belong to this character, will be inside of this character. This is replacement for the root bone. Don't animate root bone. It will create problems in code. If you export it with PNG sequence and use it in After Effects, of course, do whatever you want with the root bone. But if it goes into the game, this root bone uses in program in the engines. Okay, let's see what happens if we create eye key. Of course, the leg will snap and have wrong direction, most probably. Yeah. To avoid snapping, you can create a bone at the tip of this bone. Just select it and hit new bone. Make sure you are on local or parent axis, and create bone. It will create at the top. In this case, I just don't want to create new controller. I have this one, so I can just copy its position and pass on this one. But anyway, I'm going to change the standing position, so I don't mind if it snaps. Okay, let's create the eye key, and let's also create eye key for this leg. Yeah, I think I forgot to bind this. Now it should be good. Yeah. And binding that. Okay, let's hide this leg, or let's actually put it inside the container, the bone. And let's move it in the one slot, because at once only one foot would be visible. Let's now adjust the pose. This pose would be the starting pose. So when adjusting, make sure you don't lose the character, the posture. You can make some kind of such things that the character is losing totally, because maybe she is not that feminine, or I don't know. So don't change it too much. just maybe exaggerate. And I'm exaggerating mostly just to create this little bending, because if we have at initially straightened legs, in most animation we will have problems with them. We have 17 viewers. That's cool. That's cool. By the way, thank you for watching. I don't know if you learned something or I bore you too much with this talking. Let me know in the chat. Okay, so why I put this bone here and not here? Well, I have also here, of course, but check this out. This bone only rotates this way, so this affects the body a little bit, just in between. But when I want to do some push down or some jumps, this bone really makes something different and it works naturally. So this is why I create the pelvis. Okay, the last thing, let's remove inheritance of rotation and scale for the shoulders, for the head, and scale from the neck. You can leave the scale. I just want to use it when I make a breathing, or maybe this is a nice way to achieve some kind of subtle natural movement. Or maybe you don't need, you can add a bone here and make it with that bone. And I will also remove rotation inheritance from these bones. Let's check them. Yes. And let's create another bone here, because I'm going also to remove that rotation, I believe. Let's see. No, this better to rotate with the head. Yeah, that works. This works. Yeah. I think I need to revisit this section. I don't like how they stretch, but not for now. Maybe I will cover it after the stream. Okay, lastly, let's do the face. For that, I will create a bone in the head, on the nose. Change the icon to something logical. I love imagining that this is my hand, that I can control her face, grab her from nose and move around. Let's change the color and mesh the face. When you mesh the face, well, right now I'm going to use the simple way, as I said, and for that I will not be going into more details like meshing the mouth or ear or section. So this character is tall and her face looks small, so whenever we use it, I assume she will be not needing detailed 3D turn on her face. So I will do simple one. With simple one, I will not use any constraints. Just one bone that controls top of the face. Like if you imagine it as a sphere, if we control this part, the part where it is the most towards the camera, that will be controlled by that bone. So the way you mesh also should be as a sphere, so you can even just create some rings here, just ignoring the face anatomy, not at all, but you can try merge them. So, but the idea is to have some kind of rings that will be gradually reducing their value in the weights for this bone. Let's bind it. I'll give it to this and go to the animation window. This is where I need the animation, because if you do the change on the bone here, of course they won't affect the setup pose. You can select it and with the brush tool select the bone you want to draw on it. Normally I will increase the feather and reduce the strength, maybe size, and draw. Change the other mesh. There is a hotkey, I believe, to change the brush size. I don't remember, but there is nice hotkey for that. Okay, let's see what we have. It is disgusting, yeah, but we can fix it. We can fix it very quickly. What's wrong with the mouth? Let's put it back, and something is not good with the glass. I think we can fix it. While I work on this, it's very helpful to look at the outline. Let me actually close my camera here so you can see. Yeah, I think it's closed now. This way you can see it without this point, so it will be much clearer. Okay, let's see. The face looks cute. And what about this? Let's bring it back a little bit. Too much. I'm not going to use this kind of effect. However, better if we have it working with extreme poses. Okay, let's also mesh this part, because we would like also to move it with the controller, but not much, because we also want it to be moved with the bone. Yeah, that's enough, I believe. This bone, and I think we can bind also to the head bone. Let's first do this weights, see how that looks. Maybe adjust a little bit. Just. Okay, let's assume that's fine. That's fine. Now let's add another bone. We already added it, and check the animation. I don't want to modify too much this tip, because I need this bone to control it most of the time. So let's be careful with just maybe a little bit adding everything, and a little bit more to the foundation. Yeah, I think that can work. Let's see. I think this part can go much further. Let's check this bone. Yeah, that works fine for me. Okay, let's give a final look on our rig. Everything works. Yes. Did I miss something? I think I have disabled inheritance for them. Why is the shoulder rotating? Maybe I forgot this one. Yeah, now it looks okay. Another thing that is a good mention too, For example, if you don't know where to place this bone location, like where you to locate to achieve the best rotation, you can in animation just create one basic animation. I normally do that way, and animate extreme poses from here to there. And now when you go in preview window, I hope you can see preview window. Yeah. You can play animation, close up on it, and with select the bone that you want to change its original rotation point, pivot. With that, you just held Alt, we just click, and that will, you can see on the preview window here at the bottom right, you can see that it changed the center of the rotation. This way you can find exact way where you want to be, where it is the most suitable. And after that, just create a length for that bone. Okay, let me go over the chat and see. I would love to answer to Manish Malik. Yeah, we can't animate the inheritance, but there is a way to create a rig that you can switch between those states. Like you can change to listening, to inheriting or no. You can't directly like animate those this inheritance here, but you can create a rig with constraints that is switchable. I don't know how to call it, but it's not usable. If you really want to know how that is done, just try to experimenting yourself. If not, you can find me on Discord and I will help you with that. Okay, let's see. Glasses in another layer would help so much. Yeah, the glasses would of course help, but I didn't want to go too much details here because I see the final result. We are going deep into the animation and making some effects, making her looking good, and working with graph editor, because this is the most important. The other rigging stuff and Photoshop is really just the basics, so I wanted to cover quickly. And about this tutorial, I will be uploading it I think in this week. I think I will create much cleaner one, the one where you can quickly follow all the steps and not just listen all this talking while working, because I think I will find some more cool material on this topic. I will re-rig it in tutorial within 10 minutes. I think I will cut everything else. Okay, that was it. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to see how we will be animating. At the end we will have this character doing a walk, a run, or maybe we'll skip the run. A walk and jumping and punching and attack, maybe kick some, and using her superpower, I don't know how it's called, on her chest, maybe to create some energy attack to showcase how I work with the special effects. Okay, that was it.